Hi, everybody. I'm musician first class Dan LaMaestra with our United States Navy Band in Washington, D.C. I'm one of several piano players in the band, and I'm here today to talk to you about the piano and why I love to play the piano. Let's get started. So the piano has 88 keys and 3 pedals. Now, I like to think of the section of the keyboard in terms of 3. The low section, the middle section, and the high section. Here's what the low section sounds like. That's where the bass notes are. That's where the low frequency items are. For example, bass and bass clarinet and trombones and other low instruments are going to play there. The middle section is where a lot of the chords and sometimes melodies are played. That sounds like this. That's where you're going to hear saxophones, guitar, piano. You might hear some clarinets in that area of the frequency spectrum on the keyboard. And when you play on piano, you are playing where those instruments might play in an orchestral situation. Now, up high is the third section, the way I like to look at it. And that's where you have a lot of the high notes, where the trumpet might play, the violin, flutes, piccolos might play in those areas. Here's what that sounds like. Now, I realize that that's on piano, but if I wrote those notes down exactly in those areas for the trumpet, it would be very loud and very big, and that's the idea. So you might notice that that piece is written by Beethoven. That's very famous. It's the Fifth Symphony. It was written in 1808. Now, Beethoven was also a pianist, and he wrote a lot of amazing music, which I encourage you to listen to and find on the internet. Check it out. One of the most famous pieces he wrote is played to this day by pianists all over the world. It's called Für Elise. Here's a snippet of that. Now, I just played the very beginning of that for the sake of the video right now. But one thing that I want to talk about is that you can play many different styles of music on the piano. I'm a jazz pianist, and what that means is that I play a lot of different styles of music, but I also improvise. Improvisation means that you're making things up, but you're not just making anything up, you're working inside the structure of a song. So that song, for example, Für Elise, is in A minor. As a jazz pianist, I might decide not only to play it in a different key if I want, but also to improvise on it. Here's what that sounds like. Now, that was an improvisation. I took the song and put it in a different key, and then I had a little bit of fun with it for just a few measures. If you're learning jazz on your instrument, whether it's piano or saxophone or whatever it is, you can also learn music theory and learn how to do things like that on your instrument. But it's really fun to do that on the piano. Now, I also mentioned that the piano has 3 pedals. The pedal on the right is called the damper pedal. That pedal helps all the notes ring. If I did that without the pedal, it would sound like this. The middle pedal helps only certain notes ring. It's called the sostenuto. For example, if I play this note and I put the pedal down, it'll let that note ring, but all the other notes on the piano would not ring. So the sostenuto allows certain notes to ring, but only those notes. And finally, the pedal on the left is called the una corda or due corda pedal. Sometimes people refer to it as a soft pedal. There's a reason for that I won't get into in this video, but the reason that people like to use this pedal is because it does in fact help you play a little softer. Finally, I mentioned I'm a jazz pianist. I do love playing jazz on the piano. I think it's really fun. And I'm going to end today by playing a really famous standard by George and Ira Gershwin. This was written in 1937. It's called They Can't Take That Away From Me. Now, you're going to notice that I'm going to play in a very particular way on the piano. It's called stride piano. I'm going to play with my left hand moving from bottom to top like this, and it looks like my hand's striding or walking. And what it's doing is it's playing a bass note and a chord, a bass note and a chord like that. And my right hand will be playing the melodies of this particular song. I hope you enjoy They Can't Take That Away From Me on piano. Thanks again for checking this video out, and I hope that you enjoy your musical journey wherever it takes you. Remember, you can learn to play piano even if you play another instrument. It's a really fun instrument to explore all kinds of music. Take care, everybody, and thanks again. Have a great day.